Not too long ago, the mere idea of global superstars gracing Rwanda's stages was a far-fetched dream. But thanks to the mice industry boom, Rwanda has witnessed a series of sensational events. As the land of the hills became the hottest spot for A-listers worldwide in 2023, artists who've got the world swooning didn't just drop by, but performed their biggest hits in Kigali, creating a showbiz extravaganza, marking a seismic shift in Rwanda's entertainment scene and unlocking a whole new economy within the mice realm. Africa's economic surge over the past decade has propelled millions into the ranks of the middle class, reshaping the landscape of what we now define as top-tier entertainment. However, across the continent, the escalating demand for cutting-edge entertainment tools has faced roadblocks due to infrastructure challenges. But the tides are surely turning, and Rwanda is leading the charge with its commitment to bolstering its industry through strategic investments.
You think about it in Accra, in Lagos, in Abidjan, Johannesburg, there's no arenas. And we have all these entertainers, we have all these talent in sports. We see the emergence of the bar league, and there's no places to play. Everything comes here to Kigali or goes to Dakar, and now it's beginning to generate. But think about if we had a path where entertainers could travel and actually like entertain from arena to arena. Think about what that could generate.
Let's start with Kigali. Our airport is state of the world. Our roads are in good states. Our city is one of the cleanest in the world. So from an infrastructure point of view, we're in a good place. In addition to the infrastructure in country, you know about our national airline. Rwanda has increased the different connection. We just opened the Paris line, which is also very good for our strategy. And we are making sure that we continue improving the experience that our tourists have in the country. We see greater infrastructure to welcome the different events. We didn't talk about the Amahoro Stadium, which will be the largest stadium in East Africa by next year, in addition to the basketball arena, which is already up and running and welcome all kinds of events. And so I see an ecosystem where we have the right kind of infrastructure, but also where we have the right kinds of skills. Because we are also investing in skills, making sure that our young people get the right trainings, that they can benefit from all these different initiatives.
It's the symphony that the sector has been waiting for. A perfect blend of innovation and support, birthing a new era in African entertainment, where professionalism meets a catchy rhythm.
Well, I think it boils down to infrastructure in the continent, where we've struggled with infrastructure, and I think we have a lot of talent in this continent. Africa's biggest jewel is the talent of its people, and but we lack infrastructure. We talk about arenas, we talk about basketball courts, we talk about sports facilities, we talk about even entertainment facilities, and it all comes together when we don't have these facilities or these infrastructures to actually have programming. A lot of these companies want to do programming on courts, or they talk about sponsorship, and but we don't have the infrastructure to hold all of these events, and monetize. And we have to start thinking that way.
This forward-thinking approach has been deeply ingrained in Rwanda's policy planning, seamlessly navigating challenges like the tourism sector's resilient stance against the impacts of COVID-19 and strategically positioning the nation through savvy marketing initiatives.
When it comes to COVID-19, Rwanda has recovered. The tourism sector is in a good place. Last year, we registered 1.1 million visitors, more than 440 million USD in revenues. And the numbers for 2023 are already looking very good. This is not only thanks to the effort of the government of Rwanda to ensure that we have, safety, to ensure that the health situation was controlled, but it's also thanks to our campaigns. We have very targeted communication campaign, especially with our sports partnership. If you've looked at our communication through Arsenal, PSG, you have the mention Visit Rwanda in the different matches, but there was also Rwanda is open. We clearly communicated to the rest of the world that the country is open, that visitors are welcome, and we saw the result immediately.
By embracing a mindset that keeps Rwanda open to opportunities, the nation has secured a top-tier position in the events and entertainment sector, seizing the spotlight and claiming a prominent spot on the map of the African continent.
So our country also has a MICE strategy. So it's a meeting, incentive, conference, and event strategy. And that strategy has enabled Rwanda to be number 2 today on the continent when it comes to conference and event. Today, we are more and more known for the event we host. It's actually a global rendezvous. We see people coming from the US, from Europe, from Asia to come and attend the BAL. And this will be the case for the years to come. And so we are more and more known as a top destinations for events and leisure.
President Kagame had an incredible vision of building an arena, and there's the stadium. And then what's the ecosystem that's built around there? So when people go to the arenas, they eat, they drink, they enjoy, they have there's entertainment. When they are done, what's the flow of a place like around there where they can do other things. Zaria Court includes a hotel, sports bar, shops, places where people can actually entertain themselves and feel lifestyle and feel African lifestyle. And that's what we want to do with Zaria Court.
By hosting all these different entertainment events, we definitely see an impact on the local ecosystem. Just this year, Kigali hosted various concerts, top where we can mention Trace Awards, Giants of Africa concert. This week we'll have Global Citizen. And at each of these events, you definitely need, technicians, you need photographers, you need fashion designers, you need artists, stylists, all these different professions that contribute to the entertainment and lifestyle industry. But in addition to that, we've been very intentional at hosting master classes, conversation, roundtables, where the local industry players can meet with professionals, can be mentored, can exchange, can build their network as well. Discussion around IP and the importance of intellectual property and understanding the regulatory environment in the creative sector. And we are sure that over time this will have an incredible effect and positive effect.
The biggest thing behind all of this is talent. Yes, and there's talent on the continent. Everybody sees it. You see it in the 232 kids that we've brought here. You see it in Basketball Without Borders. You see it everywhere you go. You see it with entertainers. You see it in all fields. You know, like there's talent on the continent. So I think investors see that. They see what kind of resources we have in this country, in this continent, on this continent. So I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, there's no problem with people coming here to invest. But when we come here to invest, when people come here to invest, it's also we want to see investors from here too. Yeah, it's not necessarily people coming from over there to invest. That's fine. Yeah, but like, what about us? How about us investing in ourselves? How about us investing in our own talent? It comes from leadership. It's vision, and President Kagame has vision. Many years ago, he came to the All-Star game and he saw that arena, and he wanted to come and imitate that here. And his vision was how this grows into kind of what you're seeing developing here, and it's that ecosystem, the stadium, what's built around it, and he's always had that vision. And I think the people he puts around him, whether it's ministers, whether it's people in their development board, these people want to see progress in infrastructure, see progress in what they are doing, and hopefully this can translate to other countries around the continent.
Yes, our destination is not only attractive for its nature and our different options and nature-based options. You have events and business conferences, as we mentioned, and of course, entertainment, music, the creative industries. The creative industry are one of the most important sector of economies globally. It's a sector that is growing, and in Rwanda, via our MICE industry, we want to create a space where creatives, whether they are in music, fashion, visual arts, can have a space to grow.
By creating a conducive environment for growth, Rwanda has captured the attention of global events, including the spectacular Move Africa, held in 2023. It featured a sensational concert headlined by none other than Kendrick Lamar.
It's been a day for me. Yeah.
Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this.
And it wasn't just about international stars either. Rwanda opened its doors wide, providing an enormous platform for African artists to share the spotlight, performing side by side with a global icon.
As an artist, I mean, this is a big stage. You know, everyone would dream to be on this stage, and I feel like any young person who's going to be here, looking at me here, they would know that they can do it. I mean, I'm not made from anything else. I'm just as young as them, and it's hoped that it's possible. And for me as an African, I feel like we finally have like a platform where artists can, speak out and be like, okay, we need A, B, C, D, we need change. And art can be used as a tool to bring up change. And I feel like today with the young audiences, those are like so many voices that are going to be here. With all the messaging that is going to be going around, it's going to be a chance for everyone to feel like, yes, we can actually be part of something big that helps the young people get a platform they deserve, especially artists. For the entertainment business, I mean, there is a spotlight on the industry. I mean, come on, it's the biggest event happening right now. We didn't have such events 5 years ago. We do now. That shows there is hope, there is a direction, there is a strategy, there is, how can I call it, an intentional plan. Yeah, that's what I can say. And when there is that, then there is possibilities.
It's a big deal, and we're so appreciative and happy whenever an international standard event comes to decide to host their event here in Kigali, because that's what we've all been kind of angling for and preparing for, and so every time we're chosen to do that, I can speak for people in the creative industry and in hospitality and things like that. We just really thank our lucky stars and thank our leadership and all the people who put in the work to make sure that we're getting these events.
Nice to see you too. I am happy to be in Rwanda. First of all, this is my first time, so I am grateful for the opportunity with Global Citizen. And I am here, I am waiting to see people have fun, and I'm waiting for the amazing performances that are going to be happening on stage tonight.
My regards to the president and the president of Rwanda, and telling him that this is very important for the East African communities and the Swahili nation, because this is not normal for him to, at least this is the third event that he's hosting that is big, and we need these kind of things in this side of Africa. So I want to say thank you to the team and Rwanda for hosting this, because our music really needs it, because Africa is now winning. This part of the Swahili nation was a little bit forgotten. So this gives us the highlight of what people needs to see, of what is neglected. East African music is beautiful.
Enter Giants of Africa, a platform that not only provided exposure and awareness for African entertainers, youth and aspiring sportsmen, but also stood as a beacon of potential investment opportunities in the sector.
You know, while we're here, we're celebrating the youth. You know, we're so proud of where we've come the last 20 years, and you know, lots of partners, lots of people are invested in this, and we're very proud of. We're very proud of that. We have a lot of local investors in this, a lot of foreign investors.
By bringing together over 2,000 youths from 16 African nations, the event fostered a sense of unity through the power of shared passion and skill.
Before 1884, we did not have these borders. And to see these kids eradicate those borders, work together, and sing and chant Africa, and they forget about their own countries and hold each other's hands and dance and sing, this is what Africa is. It's beautiful. Africa is its people, but it is the youth that will change the world. It's the youth that will change Africa.
I think what we're witnessing genuinely is revolutionary. And I think, you know, as much as we're going to enjoy this week, we're going to look back at this week, this is a huge thing for Africa. And it's a huge thing because we don't get times like this, especially in the modern age, for us to unite, for us to come together, for us to discuss things that matter. And I feel like just that power of a basketball to do that for us is so modern, but it's so unique, and especially for this continent.
Africa took center stage at another grand celebration at Kigali's BK Arena. The star-studded Trace Awards showcased performances from the creme de la creme of African and Afro-descent artists globally, a testament to the musical prowess and cultural richness of the continent.
Excited as Rwanda to be able to host the first ever Trace Awards and Festival as a destination that's been positioning as a mass destination. We've been hosting different events in different sectors, but having an important ally sector to tourism also coming to Rwanda with such an event is incredibly amazing. It's amazing to have all these artists also accepting to come to Rwanda for these awards, and also for the Rwandan artists to have the opportunity to leverage this platform to showcase their talent, their creativity, and of course, you know, showcasing our rich culture as well.
We always talk about unemployment amongst the young people, but music can be used in like one of the ways of resolving that problem. And not only that, music can be something to export. We take in our culture with us. It's a way of advertising the culture, it's a way of making money and bringing back the money home.
Before even the event is staged, we've already seen a report of showing that the brand visibility has reached $56 million of media value. That's amazing, given that we haven't even staged the event yet. So those are the kind of benefits that we're looking at when we are partnering to position the country as a mass destination, as a tourism destination, and as an investment destination. In terms of economic benefits as well, we are looking at all the sectors that are benefiting from this event, starting with the creative industry and also the audiovisual industry, the fashion designers, the artists that are getting the opportunity to feature across all key events of the festival. All these are benefits that are making an impact into our economy.
Last year, out of the $130 billion you mentioned, there were about $10 billion invested in music rights. Africa, the African artists get only $32 million of that, less than 0.3%. That means there is something that doesn't work. And what we have been doing at Trace for the last 3 years after COVID, we decided to develop platform so that we can improve the collection of music rights, improve the payment of music rights for the artists. So this is something that Rwanda will have also a kind of premiere, a global premiere. We are going to present the alpha version of this new platform named Better. We are going to present it here in Kigali. So definitely we believe that there is a lot of room for growth in Africa for all these creators, this creative economy, and there is a market, and it is completely underserved as of now, and we are going to build the tools to make it a profitable business.
It's the best time to be celebrating Africa. It's Africa's time, you know, like we are very vibrant to the rest of the world. We are bigger than what we actually think we are, and I think it's such an amazing time, man.
These were opportunities and platforms we wanted, and to see that now artists and Africa in itself, the artists can be self-sufficient. Before we needed to have our music playing all over the world, but it feels like now everything is being birthed from here and spreading to the rest of the world, and looks like this is where it's at.
Rwanda, the new IT hub of Africa, is the realization of a visionary effort by both the public and private sectors, working together seamlessly.
That didn't come as a surprise, or that didn't come overnight. It came with a vision, with a strategy, and with the investment the government has made in partnership with the private sector. So by making sure that the country is accessible, by putting in place progressive policies that allow people to come to Rwanda without visa requirements, that alone removes a huge burden or a tedious process that usually comes with traveling not only in Africa but also across the world. And today, as you know, tourism is #1 foreign currency earner for the economy of Rwanda. So it wouldn't be possible if the whole ecosystem wasn't working. And then with our positioning as a MICE destination, with the Rwanda Convention Bureau being put in place, we are able to intentionally now attract events that are making the impact that we need in the economy and creating the opportunities and the jobs that we need for our people.